Hey everyone. So today we're going to be looking at what should you be doing to get the most amount of money, to make the most amount of income. What kind of field should you be working that will be the most profitable to you, right? So with this, there are a couple of things here. This could either be like what kind of job should you be working to earn the most amount of money? Like what kind of field should you be working in that will be the most profitable to you? And these kind of jobs too, they're like um, they they could be jobs that have like even if their salary isn't that great or whatever the payment is, it'll eventually turn out to benefit you the most, for example. Um, this could also be the things if you let's say invest in stocks, for example, what should you invest in to earn the most amount of money? Right? What kind of company should you invest in? Should it be like a food company, an oil company? Um, should it be something like metals, something like gold, or something like even something like Bitcoin, for example? Um, right? So, what should you invest in, or what should you put your effort in to earn the most amount of money? Right? So that's what we're going to look at today. Uh, Now, just quickly, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel and check out the link below for a consultation. Currently, everything's on sale. A lot of those items are almost 50% off right now. So check them out down below. Now, to do this technique, what we're going to do is we're going to look at your 11th Lord. So your 11th Lord is the 11th house itself is your income, the amount of money that you make. Uh, so what we're going to do, we're going to look at the 11th Lord in all 12 houses and see, well, wherever this 11th Lord goes, this is generally where you'll be able to make the most amount of money in a field related to this. So we're going to go through all 11th Lord and all 12 houses and see where you will be able to make the most amount of money. So let's get started with 11th Lord in first house. So let's say your 11th Lord is here. 11th Lord in first house. What this means is if you wanted to work a job that has something to do with your own physical body or your own physical appearance, these type of job like where you really market yourself or either yourself or something that has to do with your physical body or your physical entity. Uh, these kind of fields will be the most beneficial for you. And so these could be things like for example, like a gym membership, though that'll happen. Like if you want to invest in or if you want to go into a field like that has to do with gym, there has to be the sign of either Aries here or Mars has to be involved for that to happen. So if you were to work on some kind of field that has to do with your physical body, like exercise, for example, then Mars has to be involved. Um, exercise. Uh, Exercise training, that kind of things. Uh, like even coaching other people to exercise better, then there would have to be a Jupiter Mars connection somehow, some way. This could even be Mars in Sagittarius here, which will do that. Um, Physical body. This could even be, let's say, if Mercury is here. Then if either Mercury is here or the sign of Virgo, then this could be uh, doing some kind of field that involves medicines for your body. So, right? Because still it's involving your physical body, but it's medicines that'll heal your body or that can make your body look better. Let's say if this Mercury here is in the sign of Gemini, then in you can either work in a company that deals with like aging products, like beauty products that make you look really young. I would also recommend as well investing in a company that does this, that like has like the anti-aging products, those kind of things that make you look young. Um, in this sign as well, you could also invest in books that are for self-help healing or things that make you a better person. As well as if you yourself, if you want to go into a field or maybe even do this as a hobby, make a book that has something to do with self-help or self-betterment, things like this. This will help you earn the most amount of money. Even if you were to do it on the side, you don't have to do this as a full-time job. If you were to do something like that on the side, even, you would be very profitable in it because uh, your 11th Lord would be involved. Now, I actually don't know if this is a real combination. So if 11th Lord comes here, I don't even think that's possible for that. Let's see it. Three, four, five. Okay. Um like this is something that's possible. Um Here if this was the case, then uh do something that has to do with how to get yourself like noticed the most. Like either invest in books, movies, campaigns, uh, movies as well is a great thing to invest in. If you're to invest in some kind of movie here, I would recommend a movie that either has something to do with uh, what's it called, like humor, something like that, or even dealing with a something like this, that will make you very profitable. Either you could work in something like this or invest in something like this, and you would earn a lot of money here. So yeah, things that have to do with your physical body here and marketing yourself will make you the most profitable. And it's very dependent on the sign and the planet that comes here. So again, if you're unsure, you can leave a comment down below. Okay, 11th, let's look at 11th Lord in second house. So in this case, generally the idea is you could if you were to do like a side company or a side hustle or a even if you directly worked uh in one of the following companies, even invest in, you'll be able to earn a lot of money. So generally, the second house, that could be investing in something that has to do with food, um, money, something like Bitcoin. So I'll get into Bitcoin in a minute, and food, money, something that has to do with like a family thing. So like investing in a family company, for example. Um, so something family oriented here. Would help, or even something related to speech. Again, the right planet and the right sign has to come in here to do that. But these are the general ideas of the second house. Uh, Food, family, speech, even eyesights. Uh, for that. So for eyesight to happen, Venus needs to be here, and either Pisces or Taurus needs to be in this sign. If you were to invest in some company that deals with eyesight, then this would be really great. Even if you did something to do with eyesight, that would be great. Vision. Actually, even investing in a company that has the word vision in the title or the name of the company would be good. Um, so yeah, so let's say food, for example. So let's say you could either work in something in food or work or invest, you know, in something dealing with food. So let's say if Mars is here, invest in some food that's very spicy or hot in nature, or some food that is that tastes terrible but is very effective. For example, you know those medicines that taste terrible? I think for that, Virgo needs to be here. I don't even know if that's possible combination. Uh, But yeah, investing in something that tastes terrible, like what I was saying is like medicine that tastes terrible, but that is very effective. Something like that works great here. If it's like Saturn, for example, you could either work with or invest in some colder foods. So let's say if Saturn's here, so let's, okay, this is 10, 11, 12. One. Okay, great. So Saturn debilitated. Okay, so Saturn here, the food, it would be something that is very hot in nature, and that's not like good for you. So something hot and greasy, for example, here, hot and very oily, or that's not good for you. If you invest in a company that's not very good for a person's health, you would do really great here. Um, yeah, so let's say if let's put another planet here. Let's say if okay, so let's say if you wanted to invest in something that has to deal with or has to do with something family related, let's say if it's Saturn, if the planet Saturn's here, then you should deal with a family-owned business that opened up uh a long time ago. Like it's a very old company that's been running for like 80, 90 years. So something that's been like even something that's been around since like early 90s, maybe even like 1890s. If you were to invest in a company like this or worked in a company like this, you would get a lot of promotions and earn well here, especially like if the sign is Aquarius here. Uh, then yeah, we're the sign Taurus here. Work in a food company or invest in a food company that's very old and that's been around for a long time. And you'll see that you'll earn a lot of money. You should also check where Venus is here as well. That'll also give a little bit of clues, any aspects on this. Um, let's say if Mars were aspecting this, uh, if Mars aspects this, invest in an old food company that sells very hot food, very spicy food, food that's very healthy for you, uh, food that controls your portions, for example. If you invest in a company like this, or if you work in a company like this, you'll be able to earn a lot of money. Even if you dealt with a company like this on the side, for example. So yeah, there's that. Um, Yeah, so that's generally the second house. Let's go 11th Lord and third house. So here, and generally, if you were to do some kind of work on the side, or if you were to invest in a company that has to do, there are a couple of things. Some kind of communication company, let's say like a company that has to do with like publishing, like publishing books, for example, or a company that deals with this could be books or like phone companies, even things like paper company, some kind of paper company or something where you could write, something that has to do with writing or stationary items. If you were to work in a place like this, or if even if you just deal with something with here, you would see that you'd be very profitable. This could also be something like a cell phone company like an iPhone company or like I don't know, like an Android company, like a phone, like something like that. Again, that's third house related. So yeah, invest in books too. Those would do well. Now, it depends on the sign that comes here. So let's say uh the sign and the planet here makes a big difference. So let's say if the planet Jupiter is here, invest in some type of book or some kind of either invest or work with or deal with some religious books. These religious books are books that have to do with some spiritual teachings or some teachings that are that will benefit the like a large group of people here. So that's Jupiter. Also, as well, investing in arts. Here it comes here. Now, for art to happen, Venus needs to be in this house. So invest in something art related. This could be anything artistic. So this could be like, paintings. This could even be in like an instrument company, for example. Again, you have to check aspects on this house for that. Even if you were to work in let's say a music shop, for example, this would be very profitable for you. You'll get promotions. Or people say, like, oh, like, here, let me give you a raise. So you'll see money will come to you very easily uh, with that type of thing. So let's say if let's say if Mars comes here, then invest in books that have to do with self-help, uh, any kind of something communication. So books that are self-help, uh, or things that like dieting books. So invest in these type of things. Or even if you wanted to, you could write a book that has to do with these things. If you're to write a book that has to do with like self-help or self-improvement or dieting or like exercise, then you would also be profitable. So here, if you wanted to, anything with the third house, write a book regarding this even as a side thing, and you'll be able to earn a lot of money from this. You'll see that success will follow it. Okay. That's third house, so 11th and fourth here. Okay. So here, if you deal, if either you do any kind of work or if you invest in stuff in the fourth house here, which you'll be able to earn a lot of money. So that includes things like vehicles, property, uh, property, anything that has to do with something water-based as well, something like a water company. Though a water sign should be here for that as well. Either Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces should be here. If one of those water signs are here, then invest in something that has to do with water, uh, or even work. You could do like a side hustle or deal with something that has to do with water, and you'll see that you'll be able to earn money here. Um, so let's say if let's say here if you want to invest in something that has to do with vehicles, uh, let's see, let's put a sign here. Uh, let's say Leo comes here. So invest in a vehicle that has something to do with the royal thing, like a kingly thing, something that's meant for kings and queens. Um, so like either the vehicle company could have something to do with this, or it's something that's meant uh for like a king or queen here. Even so that could be a vehicle. If you're dealing with a property, either invest in a company that has something to do with like a kingship, royalty, something like this in the name, for example, or even if the symbol is like a lion, for example. This goes with vehicles as well. Invest in some vehicle or property where the symbol is like a lion, and you'll see that you'll be able to earn a lot of money from this. Um, yeah. So let's say if let's put a planet here. So here, let's say Venus comes here, invest in either property or uh or vehicles that are luxurious in nature. So go invest in very expensive, luxurious vehicles or cars here. Uh, if Mars is also here, then deal with luxurious, like fast racing cars, like not big cars, but like quick, small, low to the ground cars. Uh, if if you're dealing with property, then try dealing with something like a very fancy building, one or a building that's in a very wealthy neighborhood. Invest in a property that's like that. So if Mars is here, then definitely do property. Again, it does depend on the sign and some aspects that come here. Um, but yeah. let's say a moon comes here. Invest in something either water related, like some kind of water company, or even if you work in some kind of water company. Um, this even gets to something simple. Like even if you were to donate to a water-based system, so let's say yeah, so let's say even if you donate to some kind of water cleaning thing, so if you donate, like if Saturn's here, donate to some kind of water cleaning project, even if you donate to this, you'll see that somehow uh, you'll start to earn a lot more money because Moon will get activated. Moon is water, and which if Moon is this 11th Lord, for example, then you'll see that you'll start to get raises in your work or your profession. You'll start to earn more here. You could also, let's say if Moon's alone here, so you could also deal with, I think the sign here would be Sagittarius. So work in either you could work in or invest in something that has to do like a teaching company that has either some royalty associated or something to do with water, oceans, something water related in the name. If you were to invest in something like this, you'd be able to earn a lot of money from that. Yeah. So that is that. Let's go here. So 11th Lord and 5th house. So here you could either work in a company or deal with something on the side uh, that has to do either with royalty. So you can invest in something that's very royal in nature. Uh, Something that has to do with sports. So if you were to, even if you wanted to do something like if you wanted to do betting, uh, like place a bet that has to do with sports, that would work well. Normally Mars would have to be here as well. Or if Mars was that lord, so Aries here and so here. If you want to invest in something sports related, that would work out. Um, so sports related, something even something education based, something school related here could work. That also works if Jupiter is here. So then if Jupiter's here, then invest in something school related, something education based. Um, Even if you were to work in something education based, you'll see it'll benefit you a lot here. So dealing with something education based. Um, let's see. If there was a, let's say if you want to do some investing, uh, let's say if there's some fire signs here. So let's put Aries over here. Let's put Aries here, and if there were some fire planets aspecting, then what you could do is invest in a company that has something fire related here, and you'll see that you'll be able to earn a lot of money from that. Uh, any kind of company that either has like for logo, it has like a lot of fire around, or it's in very like red colors here, that could work as well. Uh, yeah, so you have that. So let's say 11th Lord in 6th house. Here, if you were to work in something that has to do either work or invest in something that has to do with medicines or medicines, healing, uh, something even like law related, something to do with like doctors here works. Any type of service here. So think about like for example, when I say like something service, you could either work in a place that has to do with you serving something, or you can invest in a company where they serve people or do some type of service for people in general. Here, that would be very beneficial. So let's say in this case, so let's say the Lord Saturn comes here. If you were to invest in or work in a place uh, that's service oriented, this would benefit you a lot. You'll see you'll start to earn a lot more money here. Um, if let's say if the other Lord Rahu comes here, then either invest in something that has to do something law related, like working with the law, um, here, because yeah, Rahu as well makes Rahu and Mercury signs makes lawyers as well. Um, so yeah, something law related. Um, yeah. Let's see. So let's say if the Lord, let's or not Lord, let's say if the planet Mercury's here, then work in something or invest in something medicine related or something ergonomic. For example, ergonomic chairs, ergonomic, beds, for example. You should check what other planets aspect this and the sign that's here. Um, so something ergonomic, something that heals you. Um, let's say if Mars aspects this Mercury, then you could invest in or work or deal with something uh, like a whole body massage, for example, or a place that does full body massages. That even works if Mars is in this house. Um, yeah. So, and let's say if there's Moon here, then you could try investing in something herb related. So something that deals with herbs and medicines. Normally that would have to be Moon and Mercury here together. Then invest in something like companies that use herbs for healing. Um, that'll work out very well. Okay, so let's do 11th Lord and 7th house. Here, if you were to work in a place, or even if you had any dealings with anything that had to do with relationship management, this doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could also be just like partnership as well. Dealing with that, even dealing with marketplaces, that'll also be very beneficial here because seventh house also represents marketplaces. Um, so yeah, dealing with these kind of places. Also, seventh house also represents law, but the right planet has to be here for that to happen. Um, so those kind of things, here, even beauty products work here as well. So let's say, let's say just straight up the planet Venus comes here, then you could either invest in companies that deal with love, relationships, um, anything like that. Um, if you could also deal with beauty products if Venus comes here as well. Let's say if that 11th Lord is Mercury, then deal with marketplaces or businesses. Here, deal with a some type of marketplace. Um, here, it depends on the sign as well. Um, but if you were to work in like a plaza or a place that's uh, like think about like a big open market. If you were to work in a place like here or invest in like a big plaza like this, it'll pay out very well with that. Let's say if K2 comes here. So here, if you were to invest in something like that deals with like mending broken relationships, for example, that'll work out very well here. Or like lost cause marriages or partnerships or things like that. That'll also work here if you were to invest in that kind of stuff. Let's say 11th Lord in eighth house. Here, try if you're to work with at all anything, either work with or invest in things that are occult in nature, things that don't like um that aren't like subject to being there very easy, like things that are kind of under the table and that people don't talk about too much. Investing in these type of companies, even working in these type of companies will work well. Um, if you were to invest in something like stones, minerals, any type of metals that are found from under the ground, iron, for example, investing or working with these type of things will get you the most amount of benefits here. Um, Even working with petroleum here, gas, that works because this is found underneath the ground, which is eighth house type of things. So let's say if Saturn comes here, so let's say Aquarius, so then definitely work with, you could choose to either work with something occult related, like, or you could work with underground metals. Invest with something under some kind of underground metals, especially iron. That'll do well. Um, Gas, Saturn is also gasoline, gas, petroleum, those type of things that are found under the earth. Any type of stones or rocks, something like that that are found under the ground, that'll work here because that's Saturn is those are those type of materials. Um, yeah. So that's that. So let's do 11th Lord in ninth house. So here you should invest in a company or you could work in a company that's uh that deals with some kind of counseling. So and that kind of depends on the sign here. So let's say that if the sign here is Taurus, then try a counseling company that deals with money, like that does financial counseling. If the sign here is Aquarius, um, if the sign here is Aquarius, then again also finance related will go there. If let's say if the sign here is um, Cancer, then try something counseling related that um, has to do with property or vehicles here. Venus would also have to be here for vehicles, and Mars would have to be here for property. But yeah, even if you were to give advice, you'll see that it'll be very profitable to other people. Even if you wanted to do that as a side thing, like, oh, hey, give me like this much amount of money and I'll counsel you with how to do this, this, and that. You'll see that you'll be able to make a lot of money from that kind of stuff. Also, investing in something religious would also work here. Let's say if the sign of Leo here and the 11th Lord is with Jupiter. So let's say 11th Lord, not that the 11th Lord is Jupiter, but the 11th Lord is sitting with Jupiter. Then here you could invest in gold. That would be a very good investment here. Um, that'll work very well. But yeah, something religious goes here. That's especially if Sagittarius is the sign here. Uh, Yeah. You could also, let's say if Mercury comes here, you could invest in some type of new type of teaching methods. Like let's say a company that's getting new, unique ways of teaching, then that'll do very well here in that case. All like alternate types of learning. Okay. 11th Lord in 10th house. So here if you invest in some company that's is very laborious, that has a lot of heavy labor in it, uh, and that's like known for its employees working very hard, that'll work very well here. Uh, this also works with, you could also choose some type of metals or some type of construction. Construction, uh, like invest in something construction related. That'll work well here. Um, let's see. Also investing in, let's say if the sign here is Sagittarius, then what you could do is invest in a company that does counseling or helps people get their jobs or get their work, for example. Uh, that'll work out very well here. Even if you were to work in that type of thing, uh, it'll turn out very well. Um, let's say that, yeah. So companies that are very hard, try aiming for like those companies that let's say if the sign here is Virgo, aim for those, like invest in those cleaning companies or even working or donating to those companies that uh like cleaning products, maid services, those type of things will bring you the most amount of profit. Even if you donate to something like this, you'll see the money will come back to you. Or like in this case, Venus would be here. So yeah, dealing with some type of cleaning company that really makes your house look like shine, super clean and neat. Uh, you'll see, even if you donate to something like this, you'll be activating the 11th house as well, which will increase your current. You might get a raise or something, or somehow money will come to you one way or another. Okay, let's say 11th Lord in its own house. Here, um, you can invest in or work in a company that has to do with finances, that works with other people's money, that invests other people's money. Um, here you could even invest in, it also works with Bitcoin. You can invest in Bitcoin here, though Rahu has to be here. So let's say Rahu's in his own sign, and let's say Venus is here, then investing in Bitcoin would be something that works out very well for you. Um, yeah, something money related. Um, yeah, those kind of things will work out very well here. Um, even investing in humanitarian uh, projects, those will work out very well in this case, in this example, or uh, in this case as well. So yeah, humanitarian things, things that do things for um, let's say like those things that are like build a well in Africa, for example. Uh, those type of things, investing in those type of companies or even donating to these type of companies will help you out. Even by donating, you'll see that again, you'll be activating your 11th house. So even if this is Aquarius and Saturn comes here, then donating to a company that does humanitarian work, and even investing or doing something here, it'll activate this 11th house, and you'll see that um, the money will come back to you, or money will come to you in that case. Yeah. So there's that. Now, 11th Lord and 12th house. So here you can invest in, either you could invest in or you could work in a place that's very far from your hometown. So invest in something international or work in a place that has a lot of international dealings. And you'll see that you'll be able to earn a lot of money from these type of places. So let's say if you're like in India or something, you could invest in something that's very foreign, like a Japanese company or I don't know, an African company or an American company, even an Italian company, someplace that's foreign to you, right? So you can invest in something like that, even working in a place that deals with a lot of international programs, something that like even ships overseas, for example. So let's say here Pisces and the Lord, let's say Rahu comes here, then definitely work with something that's completely far away from your nationality or very different. Like again, if you're let's say you're American, investing in a company that's, let's say, Japanese, let's say dealing with Japanese Japanese mattresses, for example, that would be a great investment because again, 12th house is also mattresses. Uh, Dealing with those kind of things work really great here. Um, yeah, but working with things overseas is really great and would be very profitable. Um, like I said, also mattresses, investing in shoes also works here. So let's say if the other Lord Saturn comes here, invest in shoes. This will be really, really great because Saturn is also shoes, 12th house is shoes. So investing in something shoe related or even donating shoes or let's say you do like a side hustle where, I don't know, you sell shoes on the side or something. That would give a lot of profits to you, and you'll see that you'll be able to earn a lot from this. Um, yeah. So shoes and international companies, also something water-based. So let's say if Moon comes here, then something let's say in a different sign. So let's say a Moon comes here, then dealing with something water-based here could also work. Dealing with like international water bottling companies, something like that, um, or anything water related can work. So yeah, that is 11th Lord in 12 houses, and that is generally where you can either work at, like if you were to work in these places, you'll earn the most amount of money. If you were to invest in these companies, you'd be able to earn a lot of money. If you were to even donate to these companies, you'd be activating your 11th house, which would help you earn a lot of money. Um, Even if you're doing like a side hustle, it doesn't have to be your main job, but even if you did this on the side, you'd see that you'd be very profitable from doing this. So there you go. That is the 11th Lord in all 12 houses. If you're unsure, because this is very heavily sign and planet dependent and very dependent on aspects as well. If you're unsure, then leave your combinations in the comments down below. And yeah, again, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And again, you guys could check out our website for consultations. Everything is currently on sale. Most items are almost 50% off right now. So yeah, you could check that out. And thank you.